What's up, everybody? Ears up in depth. Jeremy just left. Music starts. Jeremy's out of here.
I had to turn the fan off. I don't want bad sound.
No, you can't do that. What's going on, everybody? We are here on the rare Saturday to cover all of the most important parts of day one of D23. The D23 Expo Live. Or as all the hosts like to say, the D23 Expo Live! God, man.
They're so grating.
They're bad. They're all just terrible, and I don't like it. And every time they have some sort of like live host thing, we always say the same stuff. It's awful. But in my mind, it's awful for a number of reasons. Number one, it's just objectively irritating. But number two, because I'm not doing it.
You want to be doing it?
Yes, a part of it's a jealousy thing for sure, dude.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm that person.
I don't have that at all. I don't want to be anywhere near it. But I am annoyed by them. So
yeah, it's weird, and it's that same like of like whatever, the stretching out and the raising of the pitch or whatever. It's why are we doing this, you guys? Can we just? I know you're excited, but that tone doesn't get me excited. It makes me want to leave. Can we please just speak like normal human beings? And I don't know, whatever. But we're here to cover the highlights of day one of D23. And it was a big day yesterday. It just kicked off yesterday. A lot of stuff happened. And a lot of stuff still happening right now, as a matter of fact. Yesterday, I did live stream 2 of the panels. One was the games showcase, the video game showcase, which I'll cover in my segment. And then the cosplay, the Mouse-Carade. I did those 2 live yesterday, and I was gonna do one today, maybe the Spider-Man one, but I think it's at 2:00. I think I'm gonna miss everything. But on Sunday, the Disney Parks and Experiences panel, live streaming that. So if anybody wants to come on that, let me know. That's the big one, right? That's what everyone wants to know about. What's going to be coming to the parks?
I just don't understand. I thought in years past, so there's always the parks panel on the last day, but I thought in years past we got more park announcements even throughout the days leading up to the final day. But they haven't really done much with that. It's been a lot of, I noticed yesterday, I just felt like it was a lot of like posters and movie trailer a lot of first looks, they're calling them. First look.
Yeah, they love that term. First look.
Yeah, but like I'm not flying to Anaheim for a 30-second mermaid trailer. Like I just can't.
Yeah. Or my favorite is like the poster or the title. We revealed the title for this movie. It's like, man, font is cool. I'm not an anti-font person in any way.
Yeah. But
I don't find that exciting.
Yeah.
Here's the title. Check out the filigree on this L.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of, I feel like it's actually pretty light on juicy content. We ended the day yesterday and I thought, I don't know, who cares? But I was also sort of hoping, because we have this wager about whether or not they're going to announce the People Mover coming back to Disneyland. And I thought, it could pop up in an earlier panel so I wouldn't have to wait with bated breath until Sunday. But it appears as of now, it's going to be Sunday before they do announce that it's coming back.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Sunday in like 12 years, maybe.
Yeah. I'm very excited to hear it. I'm also very nervous to hear my Twitter go off or my text, because I feel like I'm going to know pretty quickly when it ends. I'm sure you'll be letting me know.
Oh, absolutely. As soon as they don't announce it, you're getting a blister of texts, a whirling dervish of information.
A whirling dervish. I can't wait.
Which would be my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, my bank routing number, any different ways that you want to pay me.
I might Venmo it to you just out of spite, so that you have to give Venmo 3%, just to annoy you.
You would do that. That would be rude.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, I want to go first.
Go ahead.
I feel like the big story, I want to get this out of the way right now. The D23 drama needs to get out of the way up front because it's pretty ridiculous. The first panel of the day, yesterday on Friday, was the Disney Legends panel that started off with a speech from Disney CEO Bob Chapek.
Sure.
Now, the audience mics were cut, so you didn't really hear the crowd, which means, like, you know, whenever they said his name, you didn't really hear much applause. But there were no really mics facing the crowd. So it sort of made for awkward listening on the stream, because as soon as he comes out, as soon as he's announced, I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? I'm assuming he's going to get booed, like he's going to get an icy reception no matter what.
Well, that's what everyone was preparing for on Diz Twitter. People were saying that they're going to boo him specifically.
They really were like preemptively saying boo. They're like announcing their intentions.
Yeah.
Jeez. But partway through his presentation on the last 100 years of Disney, there were already reports on Twitter that Chapek was booed as he took the stage. Now, the Disney blogs have, of course, taken this and ran with it faster than Usain Bolt. When Chapek was announced, I immediately said, oh, God, he's going to get booed, because I'm smart and I understand how the internet has corrupted the minds of Disney fans and made them think that the company's savior is really the villain. It's almost like these people have sung. It's almost like these people have sung, we don't talk about Bruno too much. Bruno Chapek. Of course, you can't post anything on Twitter without receipts. So here's a clip. It's the clip that kicked off this wave of like Disney blogs reporting on this, which I'm not saying was inaccurate, but it was definitely, a little much. You know what I mean? There was a little too much going on. Here,
what do you mean? You think that they didn't boo him and that it's all been blown out of proportion? What are you positing?
Well, here, let's play it.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. And let's give another big round of applause to the Disney on Broadway cast of Lion King, Aladdin, and Frozen.
Here we go. Rewind. Sort of heard it.
Well, thank you so much.
You do hear
Let's
it.
Give another big round of applause.
That's audible.
Well,
Yeah, it's definitely audible, but it sounds more like two people in the crowd or three people in the crowd. But, the blog sites are like, it makes it sound like it's much more people and he got booed off the stage. You know what I mean? They just sort of blew it up and trumped it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. If you lean forward, Jeremy, and squint your eyes, which always helps you hear better, you can just make out the tail end of some of the boos that sound more like bass-heavy ghosts, really, than the actual, like, people being booed. It also seems to be one or two voices, not a room full of people actively booing this man. So that's really just my whole issue with it is, you read the reporting and suddenly it's, oh my God, he got booed off the stage. Of course, he's going to get a couple jeers every now and then. It wasn't that big of a deal. I don't think it should have really made the news cycle personally, but that's just me.
Oh, you don't?
No.
The CEO of a company goes to the fan event and is audibly booed.
No. I mean, maybe a little bit. Okay, fine. All right, fine. Whatever. All right.
Look, I mean, I never heard of Iger or Eisner getting booed at anything like this. This is different. Something's going on here. I don't know. I think that
what's going on here is,
and you don't think it's newsworthy. You want to cover it up. You are like a journalist with no integrity. You're like, oh, you're just trying to create a narrative and you want to bury the story.
What's going on is these same blog sites are fueling, they're pumping this fire. And then this is what happens. They have created this. If we didn't have these dumb Disney fan sites, there would be no drama. And there would be nobody there to go, you know what I'm going to do is boo this man because a reporter somewhere in Illinois told me that he's doing a bad job.
I'm not convinced because there are fan events in other industries that aren't, or that aren't just Disney. I mean, I don't see Tim Cook getting booed at Apple events. And there's Apple fan sites. He's done things that people necessarily maybe don't love, but you don't see that happening. And we had many years of Iger for D23 coming out on stage. I never heard of him getting booed, and the Disney press has been along for has been there since the mid 2000s. So
All right.
It's you want to blame the booer. You're a victim blamer. You blame the booer. You should be turning your sights at the decision maker who's running the company, and people are showing their dissatisfaction with some of the things that's happened.
I don't know, man. I guess you could say that, but I wouldn't call Disney fans victims of anything.
They're not victims.
If anything, it's their fault. It's our fault. Because we still go to
that's what he said. You're just parroting Chapek. Yeah. That's what he said in that interview. He's like, well, you guys keep coming.
You guys keep but it's accurate. That's the thing. And we both said that's refreshing to see. We start going. We keep going. So if you're going to go to an event and pay money just to get off a boo, it makes you look weird, not him. It makes you look bad, not Chapek.
Oh,
because then don't go. Don't give the company money anymore. Stop going. That's the only way to get anything changed. He's not going to stop the show and go, wait, hold on. Are you booing me? Why don't you come up here and tell me what you think? Oh, really? You think all this? Well, I should change that. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's never going to happen.
No, that scenario is not going to happen. He's not going to call someone on stage and ask for feedback. However, I agree with you. I actually think it's pretty unbecoming behavior to go to just boo people. Like, this isn't a soccer game.
Yeah, right. It's not a concert.
However, having said that, if you don't want to get booed by your most loyal fans, who you recently just called undesirable or unfavorable, you want to get up in front of your most loyal fan base that you've literally insulted in the media, you have to expect that you're going to get some sort of response to that.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I don't think it bothered him at all, because I would, and that's, I guess, the main point. I've sort of been, farting around a little bit and making some jokes, but I think the main point is you didn't hear it on the stream. If this man didn't post it on Twitter, nobody would know about it. It was so inaudible. It was so hard to hear. He probably doesn't even know about it.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? So it's like one or two people in the crowd near this guy's phone. That's it. You're going to get that anywhere.
No, there were multiple videos on the internet of this. Multiple people tweeted this out. It wasn't on the stream because Disney controls the narrative, and they probably were worried about it. They're onto this. They cut that audio because there's other panels where they're actually asking people to applaud, and we hear the applause. So I'm not so sure. I think that was obviously a tweaked audio feed for that moment.
I disagree with that, because I have seen other panels where it's the same thing, where like when they were doing the Disney Legends later on, you couldn't really hear the audience applauding the legend coming up necessarily. It was hard to hear. So and it could have been just audio issue or issues in general, because for a tech company like Disney wants to be, right? This showcase yesterday was full of technological issues. Halfway through this man's speech, Iger's speech, they cut to a different panel talking about, I don't know what, talking about people, just two people playing the guitar. It was terrible. It was weird.
I thought that maybe so I saw that. Okay. I didn't know it was a mistake. I thought, I guess the legend, I thought it was like, when they crown the Queen of England, they cover her up because mortals can't see it.
Oh God.
I thought that was like, you can't see the Legends induction ceremony. So I was like, I guess they're just cutting to guitars while the Legends get inducted. Like, I thought that was deliberate.
So you saw that butchering of Carousel of of Progress song?
What's going on?
It was terrible. It was awful. So bad. And I thought of you the entire time. It was awful. But yeah, and then they jump right back and they had all the superheroes on stage or whatever. I'm like, okay, we've definitely missed something. And then afterwards, they replayed it. But yeah, I don't know, man. There was that, and we did the cosplay one, the Mouse Parade, which was actually a really cool panel. It was a cool event. And like the voting machine system thing wasn't working, and there was another panel at the end of the games thing where like the mics weren't even on and they weren't working, and it was a whole thing. It was 5 minutes of going, check one. Oh, hey, we're live. You're sitting on the couch. Shut up. Just pretend that this has happened before. Be professional. I don't know. It was really weird, but I don't blame Disney necessarily, rather than like the company who, the event company who, puts that on. It's not all Disney stuff, right?
Yeah, and actually, that's not even the stuff that stuff doesn't bother me. I
No,
kind
I
of
don't really,
enjoy
I
that.
don't
It's
really
like,
care.
oh,
I just
they
think
do-
it's funny. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Jared, let's talk about some stuff. Enough complaining. Let's complain about other stuff now.
Okay, more complaining.
All right.
Well, they're changing Splash Mountain because of its racist past, but it seems to be scaled back due to a severe lack of cash. Yesterday at D23, fans arriving were treated to a physical model of the new exterior of Splash Mountain, and many were immediately left underwhelmed. On first glance, it hardly looks any different than the Splash Mountain you could just walk into Disneyland and see. But on closer inspection, we see there is a new water tower added to it. But it's a striking difference to the concept art Disney has been showing us for at least 2 years, with blue and purple tones and a notable tree perched atop the water drop with a boat seemingly marooned inside it. The concept art was really quite something. And this really just kind of looks like, a diorama I made in 7th grade of a volcano. The boat has been scaled back, and the color palette of the attraction seems to not have changed at all. It's very red, it's very earth tones. There does seem to be a large amount of foliage and plants to give it a more lush, bayou-like feel. And actually, the account Mickey Views is reporting that fake plants that will be added to the exterior are already being tested behind Splash Mountain in Florida, sitting in the Florida sun to see how they'll age and interact with the actual real vegetation that does live on the actual exterior of the ride. So they're adding more in, and they want to make sure that it blends together.
That's cool.
So that's coming,
Oh, nice.
which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
Apart from the model, though, Disney revealed more of the backstory to this retheming of Splash Mountain that will take on the name Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Which, actually, I was thinking about it today, and I thought, why can't it just be Tiana's Splash Mountain Adventure?
Yeah, I think they want to distance themselves from that.
Even the word Splash Mountain?
I don't know, man. It's the only thing I
Well.
can think of. I don't know.
Well,
Because then it's not. Then it would just be more like of an overlay rather than a whole retheme.
fine. According to Disney, based on this,
I didn't make that choice, man.
I'm just
I know.
listening to you and whatever.
Yeah.
According to Disney, based on the success of her restaurant in the movie The Princess and the Frog, which is where Tiana's from, Tiana now has set out opening a second location called Tiana's Foods. According to the story, Tiana has
such a good name. What's she gonna sell at this restaurant? I don't know. Food. Love it. Tiana's Foods. Go with it. Run with it. Print it up. Let's go. Terrible. Yeah. Tiana's Foods on table, and you can sit in chair and eat. Dumb.
Well, this Foods Tiana has opened. It's an employee-owned food cooperative.
Oh, there you go. Co-op, getting in on the old employee action. Love it.
Yes, it's employee-owned, that is housed inside an aging salt mine where growers are planting their crops along the waterways of Splash Mountain. Like, I can't figure this out because I don't know how you grow crops inside a salt mine. The salt mine is based.
I guess you can't very well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they only grow them on the out. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see what else they give us. That seems to be what's happening. The salt mine is based on the real life location of Avery Island, which is actually famous in real life for being the place where Tabasco sauce is made down in the bayou.
Yeah, I want to go there.
That seems exciting.
Yeah, my brother and sister-in-law went there a couple years ago, did like the factory tour or whatever.
Oh, cool.
And they have special hot sauces that you can only buy there, and they got me one. Best Tabasco sauce. I can't even remember. It was like aged longer, I think. Tasted really good. That's all. That's all
What
I
do you
wanna say.
put it on? What's your favorite Tabasco sauce accompaniment?
Well, you know what? I don't really use Tabasco anymore. I'm more of a Crystal guy. But
what that
pizza, it's just another Louisiana hot sauce. But it's you put it on pizza. Put it on. I just had some on eggs today. Burgers. Oh, anything. I love it.
Cool.
I love that stuff.
Magical lighting effects triggered by the film's voodoo priestess Mama Odie will fill the hilltop cavern with glowing colors just before riders descend the log ride's dramatic drop. But that's not all. More expansion, I guess you can call it expansion, is coming to New Orleans Square. Eudora's Chic Boutique is a store that's coming to Disneyland's New Orleans Square. The store will be taking over the space that previously housed La Baton Rouge. Have you ever been in there?
Yeah, I love that store.
It's cute.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that they're replacing it.
It's gone. Get up.
I hate it. I hate it.
The story here is that Tiana has partnered with her talented dressmaker mother, Eudora, to open a shop that sells accessories to create and serve masterful Orleans-style food and more. The shop is slated to open this month on September 20th. So Tiana already taking over New Orleans Square.
I don't like it. Let me know when you're done, and then I can tell you why I don't like it.
I'm going to move on to the restaurant. Do you want to talk about the store before I do restaurant?
No.
Okay.
Continue.
And if that's not enough, Tiana, for you, Tiana's Palace restaurant is also coming to New Orleans Square. The exact location has yet to be announced, but Disney has said that Tiana's Palace will be a reimagining of a restaurant that already exists somewhere in the New Orleans Square area. Some on social media are speculating that the Hungry Bear restaurant would make most sense in terms of a location, but perhaps we will find out more this weekend as news continues to stream out of the D23 Expo. An opening date for the restaurant has not yet been released. But the one thing I just wanted to say is that Disney seems to have a recent track record of over-promising with this concept art we keep getting. And then what ends up happening is like really ho-hum. Like they put this model out there and everyone's kind of like, what's different? And we're looking at an Epcot right now, which is so different from the concept art we were promised. It's been scaled back. There so many attractions they're not even talking about. And I feel like, wouldn't it be better to kind of hedge your bets and maybe not razzle dazzle us with this amazing concept art and then over deliver, like maybe surprise and delight, that old thing, rather than just keep over promising and then we get there and it's like, meh.
It always seems like Disney is always short of cash. There's always a cash problem, it seems like, no matter how many records they break, or you know what I mean, how many positive revenue calls there are. It's always, well, we don't have enough cash to do that, so we had to scale it back. Seems weird to me.
I don't understand because look, when they built Epcot, it was the largest, most expensive construction project in the world at that time. And the company was a fraction of what it is today. And now we can't even get a good ride. I don't understand. They have so much more value, so much more money, so much more cash, but now we're scaling back.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No, not to me either. Well, here's my issue with the Tiana stuff.
Okay.
New Orleans Square is my favorite land in Disneyland, and it rules a lot. I love it. I think it's themed really, really well.
Yeah.
Mainly because there's not really any IP. I mean, they have the Pieces of 8, at the end of the Pirates ride, which is more of a gift shop really than a thing. Everything else, I mean, I guess you could say Le Baton Rouge is more geared towards the Haunted Mansion, I guess, sort of. But other than that, there's nothing in there. Everything is its own individual thing, more invoking actually New Orleans,
right,
than it is any one specific thing. Pieces of 8 aside, right? But now with this whole Tiana thing, they're sort of ruining, in my opinion, one of the best themed lands in that park by putting more IP in it, which is one thing guests have always said. We don't want more IP and stuff. We want original things. A dress shop, it's already there, and they're going to sell like herbs and spices for foods or whatever, and the concept art looks cool, I guess. But why? There's no reason for it. There's no reason for the change other than to fit in thematically with a ride that's one ride over, technically two, because it's like, where that dress shop is, you have to walk past the train station, walk past Haunted Mansion to get to Splash Mountain.
Right.
So it's like way, way over there. Why are we trying to tie everything in? It doesn't make any sense. Also, with the restaurant, so Splash Mountain's basically going to be New Orleans Square now. We've established that, I guess, right?
It's not going to be what's... Yeah. Yeah,
it's not going to be Critter Country. So then Hungry Bear is now part of New Orleans Square too?
Maybe. We don't know.
Well, yeah, potentially, right? So they're taking parts of of Critter Country, forcing it into New Orleans Square. It still doesn't really vibe. Show me the mountain in New Orleans. Show me. Where's the waterfall in New Orleans?
Well,
oh yeah, it doesn't exist. None of the theming makes any sense. None of it makes any sort of sense at all, and I don't like it. Then if they're not going to make Splash Mountain part of New Orleans Square, if they're going to keep it Critter Country because there's animals and you can sort of get away with that, with not, with calling it Critter Country still. Why does Tiana get 2 pieces of representation in 2 different lands?
right.
That doesn't connect either. It doesn't make any sense. And I feel like they are just really crowbarring stuff in. I don't like it.
What if they take over Blue Bayou?
Oh God. Stop it. Actually, I don't really care, but stop it also. I mean, Blue Bayou, I haven't been in years, but
You know what? It's Disneyland's turn because they have been doing this crap to Epcot for years, and I have been complaining and crying, and everybody just laughed. Aren't you cute? Yeah, Epcot. Well, now you guys are getting a little taste of it when they start crowbarring it all in and all your beautiful stuff. This is your Guardians of the Galaxy coaster.
they can't take over Blue Bayou because it's pirates. But I guess they could. Imagine being on Pirates and then seeing a Princess and the Frog nonsense cruise by.
Imagine being in Future World and seeing Chris Pratt. None of it makes sense. Okay.
I don't like any of this. I don't like it, and it bothers me. I love the fact that she's getting a ride. That's cool. You retheme Splash Mountain. I don't care. I don't care about that. But I care about these other little slights to thematicness. To the theming in general. I don't like it. It blows me away that they think this is going to be a good idea. Oh, this will be cute. Everyone will love it. On paper, it's a cute idea. Don't touch New Orleans Square. It's perfect. You already took away the Court of Angels from us.
It is tough because it's like you're screwing with what Walt came up. Like that was Walt stuff. I do feel like you got to be careful. Like, okay, Epcot, whatever. I just think that's Walt's park. You better be careful. I don't know who cares. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want any of this anymore.
That's the other thing is I'm trying not to care so much about it because I'm sure it's going to look good. But I loved Le Baton Rouge. It was great. Thematically, it worked. You got a lot of cool stuff in there. One of my favorite parts about going to Disneyland, number 1, sit on the benches. Number 2, go through all the shops on Main Street. But number 3, go through all the shops in Northern Square. Even though I don't buy anything. Maybe that's part of the problem. Like the Crystal shop, I'm not going to buy anything. But going through those alleys, you sort of felt like you were, going this back alley sort of area. And it's not going to be like that anymore. And I don't like it.
I agree. I think that's the thing about Disneyland, and that was sort of what Walt was saying. Like, this is a place where adults and kids can come to have fun together, and that is something. Like, it's not a ride; it's just a very well done area with a lot of attention to detail that you can kind of just go in without even worrying about the wait time for Pirates. You can just go in and appreciate and absorb and feel that sense of place that they're able to make, and that they're getting rid of that slowly and surely over time for their for their characters, and that sense of place that there's Imagineers were so good at creating is going away. It's the same thing. Like when you build, people think, oh, it doesn't matter. They're building a big IKEA that hovers over World Showcase. Well, actually, it does, because people say, oh, the magic's gone. This is the magic, guys. Like all these little things, the atmosphere, the way it feels, the views. That's why the magic feels like it's gone, because they're not curating it. They're not being good stewards of it, and it's going away. So part of the magic is gone is I don't feel special, but part of it does, I feel like, is the place doesn't feel special. If it's going to be an ugly place to go, well, then I'll just go to I'll just go to the real country and see it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just go to New Orleans and actually smell the vomit.
Right, and the beer and all that kind of, the pee-pee.
Right.
What else I don't really understand is because when you're going to Splash Mountain from Haunted Mansion, you go over like the hill, which is the bridge for the drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you come down, before you hit Hungry Bear, before you even get to the entrance of Splash Mountain, is the canoes. Are the canoes going to be themed as New Orleans Square? These are the things, man. I'm assuming Disney has a plan for it all, but if what everyone's saying is true, if Hungry Bear is the thing, people are going, "Oh yeah, Hungry Bear would be great." I'm going, I don't think you really realize what that implies. The implication of that is now New Orleans Square is just going to be weird and encompassing some of this stuff and like frontier land looking stuff. It's sort of Critter Country, but it's like frontier land, but cartoonish is really all Critter Country is. It's just going to look weird and incoherent. You want to talk about ToonTown?
Tell me everything.
I'll tell you everything about ToonTown, man.
Where is Toon? Is that where you go? It's like in the back of the park by Small World?
By Small World. Absolutely. Absolutely. So there was not new concept, there was a new model of what's going on for Mickey's ToonTown in Disneyland. It's getting a new look to go along with the upcoming Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And you can see it right there, the entrance. It looks really cool. It's the El Capitan Theater instead of the El Capitan, and that's going in place of the Gag Factory. That's right there. So it's going to be to the left of Roger Rabbit.
Oh, so you're getting that ride.
Yeah, we're getting that ride. Is it good? Have you done it? I've heard it's good.
I did it on Monday.
And?
It's all right.
All right, that's fair, man.
It's a lot of screens. It's cute.
Right, yeah. A lot of screens.
It's cute, but it's not.
I don't like these pictures because they're dull. It's like the brightness
why are they
wasn't
so
turned up.
gray?
I don't know. That's just how they are. But apparently everything else is basically going to look the same, with like a different color scheme or whatever. City Hall, it says, and other facades are going to be remaining the same, but yeah, new color schemes. Looking over to Donald's Boat and Goofy's How to Play House. Those look pretty cool. I think everything's just getting like a fresh coat of paint. I think Goofy's house is getting a little bit more stuff. But everything's basically going to be a lot of the same, honestly.
It
Goofy's
looks really
backyard
nice.
looks neat. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
the detail looks incredible.
Yeah, Goofy's backyard was kind of fun. Alice loved it when we were, running around in there. There's the fountain. Yeah. The infamous fountain's going to be in there, which looks pretty small, to be honest with you. And then, you can see the sort of grassy area, the play area, so we can unplug, is what they said in the concept art. It doesn't really look as big as so speaking of concept art, it doesn't look as like big and impactful as it did in the concept art. It sort of looks much more scaled down and not as impressive or interesting. But I like ToonTown. I guess I'm also a ToonTown apologist.
Well, that's okay. I'm glad that it's getting it's nice that it's a perfect place for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That is the perfect place to put that attraction.
Agreed. 100%. Let's take a quick break, Jer.
Let's take a break.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to recompose ourselves. And we'll come right back with covering more of the highlights of D23 Day 1 here on EarzUp In Depth.
Back to the newsroom on In Depth.
All right. Thanks for hanging, everybody. Jeremy, what do you got? I'm sorry, go ahead. My fault.
She wants to be out of the sea so bad, but the colors of this movie are looking a little drab. Okay. By the way, in the chat, I just have to weigh in. All right. They're saying that Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is very fun.
Okay, very fun. I love it.
Well, they enjoy it over there in the chat.
All right, good.
I think it's fine. She wants to, I already read my rhyme. Disney had previously announced that another live-action remake of a classic Disney animated film was coming. The latest in a long line of live-action remakes, The Little Mermaid, will make its splash in theaters in May 2023. But during the Studio Showcase Day 1 panel yesterday at D23, Disney released a teaser trailer for the new live-action film because we haven't seen anything yet. We just knew it was coming. Nobody knew what this thing's going to look like.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a listen to that trailer? Please play The Little Mermaid.
I do like that little bass hit.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do too. So
Here's my
that's our
problem.
new Ariel, Halle Bailey.
All right, I mean, she has a great voice. But if you're
She-
underwater, how are you going to hear the breaths? There should be no breaths.
Well,
Just saying. I mean, I'm just saying.
I know that kind of thing. It takes me out of it. It takes me
Yes.
out of it. I need consistency.
I know, I do too. And it's like, it's not hard to edit the breath out, but it's there as part of like the thing. And it's when you're singing, yeah, I get it. It's like the emotion, you know, the closer you are to the microphone, the more, you know, emotion you get. But you're underwater. You shouldn't be going whoosh.
Well, I'll tell you, there is one part because
I'm an expert.
because you bring this up. I'm switching around my story here because we're gonna go into her singing there.
Okay.
Very good singer, sounds
great.
great.
Yeah.
She has a wonderful set of pipes. But when I heard that, specifically that song in the trailer,
Yeah.
it made me think back to, well, when I need to find my place in my write-up. She hits that note where she goes, out of the sea, wish I could be, you know, she does that flourish.
Yeah.
That was a little bit too far for me. I think she's a good singer, but
I agree.
particularly in that moment, it's a little too performative. She's supposed to be portraying a character that is yearning for something. This isn't a solo concert act. This isn't a halftime show. You have to
Right.
pull it back. And why I go back to this specifically is because if you remember my Spectro Time segment on the music of The Little Mermaid from our main show, EarzUp, Howard Ashman gave very specific direction to Jodie Benson, the original voice of Ariel. And he told her intensity in this song is better than just noise. Take a listen. Could you play the number 8? It says 8, Howard Ashman.
What would I give if I could live out of these waters? The intensity is better than. What would I give is better than noise.
What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand?
You definitely feel the yearning there.
Yeah, so the composer is telling you, hold back, actually. You want
Yeah.
it sort of like caged intensity. You're yearning for something. So to me, she should have gotten, I think, direction to pull back a bit. Now, we are clearly nitpicking. This is a 30-second clip. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I had to, I mean, this is all I have, so I've got to talk about it. So
That's right.
and it did. When I heard her do that, I thought, ooh, that's not what the composer, the original composer for this, actually intended for her to do.
I
And
felt
I think
this.
they should have said, like, you're not conveying necessarily the emotion that the composer wanted this character to portray at that time.
I felt the same way. It took, but not for the same reason. It did take me out, and it seemed more like a theatrical, something you would do on Broadway
Yes.
because you want to show off. But Mr. P in the chat makes a good point. Lol, she's a mermaid. Who cares? But I'm also like, I mean, you know, if we're gonna do it right, Disney has been celebrated by doing things perfectly. I don't know. It's fine. Look, she's a great singer. I'm sure the movie, it looks cool. Like it's funny. They didn't give her a butt. You know, she has like a fish body, but Ariel kind of has a booty sometimes. But you know, in the trailer, they kind of made her more fish-like, which I think is kind of neat. I don't know. It was kind of cool. I liked it.
Yeah, and like fine P. That's fine. But I do think like this isn't me just coming in criticizing. I'm literally citing stage direction that the composer gave to the original actress. So all I'm doing is saying like what the intention of the composer was. And I think she strayed from it in that clip. But I'm sure it's a very small clip. I'm sure. Again, and actually the next critique that people gave when they saw the visuals is Diz Twitter's chorus weighed in and they said, gee, this looks really dark. Like from a lighting perspective, the visuals, it just looks really, really dark. Dylan the Human on Twitter says, Haley sounds beautiful singing Part of Your World. No complaints about Haley at all. The movie looks so dark. You may say, oh, it's under the sea. And yes, that's true, but it's also about a mermaid. I'd like to see a bright, colorful film. This is shot so dark. And a lot of people echoed that sentiment. I can see what they're saying. It does in that trailer when you watch the actual video, the visuals of it, it does look dark. And the animated original couldn't be more bright, even though it's under the sea. And of course, we know we can get bright under the sea films if you watch Finding Nemo. So I get that, but I also am saying the same balance that I am giving myself with judging a 30-second clip of audio is that it's just a trailer. They may even have said darken it up because we're like just getting glimpses and peeks at what, this isn't the actual movie. So I think I'm willing to hold fire a little bit on that one. I don't know that, but that was the big critique, is that the colors look drab, it looks really dark, and it's washed out. But we'll see.
I remember watching the trailer and I was like, wow, they have kind of like bright colors. I was actually taken aback. Not that the intensity of the colors was dialed up, but the amount of different colors they had. And Brian in the chat makes a good point. He says they're probably more muted than dark. Because it's not dark. Dark is low lit. Muted is more just like taken down, but still representative of, coral. It still looks not real because it's not. And like the three turtles are clearly look like photoshopped. It sort of look bad. So I wouldn't even be surprised if it's sort of just like a rough cut, a rough teaser trailer.
Oh, sure. I mean, this thing's probably not even, it's not even done in post.
Right.
But yeah, that's what people are saying. I actually don't agree. I think it looked great. And I'm sure it's,
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was a choice, and I think it worked because you are under the sea, but also there's room for the big slivers of light coming through. Like when she's singing at the end on that piano, she's sort of bathed in light and everything else is sort of dark, and everything else set it up for that. So I think I think it's fine. I have no problems with it. Now exhale and blow wind out of underneath the water without going brr, 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 brr. You know what I mean? All right, you ready for me?
I'm ready.
All right. Speaking at the start of the D23 Disney Legends Awards ceremony, hold on. See, I'm going to have to edit this out eventually. One day I'm going to edit this out, but I'm going to post this immediately when we're done because I think it's important. And then maybe on Monday I'm going to edit it. And
we can't edit this. We cannot edit this. This is too hot. It's got to get out there now.
I know. And I want to go through and like clean up my mistakes because that's just.
Meanwhile, you never edit this thing. You always say that you're going.
I do. I always do.
I know, because you've told me I say too much.
Wow. Way to call me out.
Go ahead.
Bob Chapek announced DCA's third attraction being added at Avengers Campus. It says, quote, the Marvel team continues to expand its cinematic universe, and Avengers Campus is going to grow right along with it. So today, I'm excited to announce that the Avengers Campus at Disney's California Adventure is going deeper into the multiverse. To do that, we are expanding Avengers Campus, and the heart of this new area will be a sensational new attraction. Guests will battle alongside superheroes and against villains from everywhere, and there might even be some you aren't aware exist yet. More will be revealed from Disney Parks Chairman Josh tomorrow on Sunday.
Oh, my word. Well, wait a second, though. If this is the third one, what's the second one? I thought there was only one attraction in that campus.
Yeah, well, it's the Spider-Man
Web
thing.
Slingers, right?
Yeah.
What's the other one?
I don't know. I wonder if they're putting Guardians of the Galaxy in there that took over Tower of Terror.
They're calling, or if they're calling that flying mannequin an attraction, I'm out.
I mean, you know. Anyway, that was it. That's it.
Okay.
That's literally all we know about it right now. But DCA is finally getting announced. Their long-awaited, Marvel Avengers Campus expansion. So D23, the official Twitter account, posted this right after it happened. Right. And the very first comment was, this was announced in 2019. So there's no pleasing anybody, really. But also, the guy's right. It was announced. It's already been announced that you were going to be doing this. So why is this like, who cares? It's not big news. But you got to say something, I guess.
Everything we've talked about today has been announced. We're talking about news that's 3 and 4 years old. They're just giving us more info now.
Well, that's true.
Which is kind of getting on my nerves. To the theaters, you won't need to rush because Disenchanted is coming to Disney Plus.
There you go.
The sequel to the 2006 live-action animated feature Enchanted, starring Patrick Dempsey and Amy Adams, is on its way to Disney Plus on November 24th, coming up soon.
I don't know anything about it, but what's a live-action animated movie?
It's sorry, I read it as I wrote it, which is it's a combination movie. So there's parts that are in hand-drawn animation and there's parts that are live action.
Got it. Thank you.
You never saw Enchanted?
No.
It might be the best movie Disney's released in 25 years.
In 25 years. What was before it?
I don't know how long ago was 25 years.
I don't know.
So
Clearly
that'd be
you never
going
saw the
to
new Jungle Cruise movie.
The Jungle Cruise movie?
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Oh, I was like, I could go on that for days.
25 years is like 97, I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, true. It's 25 years.
Okay.
Let's go 30. I think we can go 30.
Enchanted. What's it about? I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Well, Amy Adams plays a princess named Giselle in an animated film, and her stepmother banishes her to the real, like she banishes her and she ends up in Times Square in real life. So she in the animated part, she's animated, and then she shows up in Times Square and it's like her, and she's lost, and she's like but she is behaving like a fairy tale princess. She's like, she doesn't get what is going on. What are these cars? Where do I go? Please, can someone help me? And she talks like a Disney princess.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's actually like kind of
Sounds
funny,
fun.
and it's Disney poking a little fun at itself. And then her Prince Charming ends up getting sent here too. And he is a disaster. Like, he sees someone on the subway and he's like, be gone, peasants. Like, it's just like, because he doesn't know where he is. It's great. So anyway, let me get back to my write-up. This new sequel to the movie titled Disenchanted will pick up where we left off with Giselle, played by Amy Adams, and Patrick Dempsey's Robert, moving out of New York City to a home in the country to start their lives together. And apparently, as always, chaos ensues. Would you like to hear the trailer that was released at the expo yesterday?
Of course I would. Patrick Dempsey, Disney legend, newly minted Disney legend as of yesterday.
Well, I say mazel to that.
Yeah.
I know that change can be scary, but it can also be exciting.
If I learned anything from meeting Princess on a Billboard, is that sometimes you just have to take a leap.
Let's start our new life. Pretty soon, this whole place will feel like home, you'll see. It's all part of the adventure.
That's not an adventure, that's a landfill.
A land filled with adventure.
It's great.
Nancy Edwards!
Robert! Congratulations!
Oh, it's what they call a fixer-upper.
Yes, once your peasants have dug out the moat and added a turret and a balcony from which you can sing. I see it now.
Okay. Melvina, Monroe, I would have sold you this house, but I deal in slightly more upscale homes.
In Andalasia, the hardest part of life is finding your happily ever after. This world's very different.
If this world is not to your liking, then you must change it.
I wish.
I love the music.
I wish.
Jumping jelly stick. Wait, how am I talking?
I wish for a fairy tale life, and it's all gone terribly wrong.
Or terribly right.
At the last stroke of 12, nothing will be as it was before.
Stepmother!
All right, you can kill it. You can cut it.
All right.
So anyway, that's what's happening. It's coming. Also returning to the screen for this one will be James Marsden as Prince Edward, the dim-witted yet brave prince, joined by Idina Menzel as Nancy Tremaine. They will be accompanied by Maya Rudolph playing a new character. Also returning are composers Alan Menken, who we just talked, well, we didn't talk about him, but he wrote the music to The Little Mermaid along with Howard Ashman.
Yeah.
He will be joined by Stephen Schwartz, who wrote the music to the original. In May 2021, Stephen Schwartz revealed that the movie will have 7 songs and reprises, including 2 songs for Idina Menzel. So, but because in the first film, her song was cut. mercifully. And but now she's back. We have to pay the piper now because now she's getting 2. But users on Twitter who seem to be impressed by the trailer are crying out that Disney Plus isn't sufficient for this film. Users are clamoring for a theatrical release. Greta R says, first, this looks amazing. Second, this should be in theaters. Such a great grab your friends and kids kind of movie. I don't know if you
grab your friends' kids.
And then Shihab Rahman says, cinemas need your help, Disney. Please stop chucking everything straight onto the small screen to win ratings wars with Netflix and Prime Video. So people want this in the theater. I agree. I don't have Disney Plus, so I'm hoping it does still make its way to the theater. I don't know if it will.
I'll give you my login.
You better be quiet. You're going to get in trouble.
Yeah. That sounds great. What is it for? Disenchanted?
Disenchanted. Coming to Disney Plus on November 24th. I guess we would know if it was going to be in the theaters by now, right?
Yeah, probably. Speaking of Alan Menken, he co-wrote 4 new songs for the Little Mermaid movie.
Yeah.
Do you know who he co-wrote them with, Jeremy?
Yes, and I forgot. I actually meant to mention this.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Great.
Yeah. Dab on him, Lin-Manuel.
We don't talk about Ursula. I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
But I'm actually looking forward to both of those 2 movies, and I'm usually not looking forward to anything.
That's true. Especially with our pre-show talk, our pre-show pep talk.
Yeah, that pre-show talk was a little
Everything's terrible. Throw it in a dumpster.
Yeah, I'm shutting down Spectro. I've had it.
Yeah.
I'm all ready to go.
Gonna move to Bali.
I'm hanging it up.
Yeah. Hanging the headphones up, the hard drive.
Hang the hard drive up. I can't take any of this anymore.
Well, the last one I want to talk about real quick, and then we'll get out of here so we can go catch up on what else is happening in day 2 going on. But the games showcase happened yesterday at D23, and I was really excited for it. On the last show on Thursday, we sort of postulized or hypothesized or whatever about what games may be announced, and maybe we'll get some gameplay for this game or this game, like the Indiana Jones game or whatever. That never happened. But I do sort of have a bone to pick with the games showcase.
Okay.
It was a pre-recorded, pre-produced, pre-edited video with a host who did fine, I guess. But these were 30-second looks at the most about all the games coming out, and that's it. And there was and then at the end, they cut to 4 people on a couch. One was Brett, whatever, the Mickey Mouse voice guy. Yeah.
Oh.
The guy who does Mickey Mouse. Apparently he was there the whole day, like being a host or whatever. Some other dude, I don't know. 2 other people that, are TikToker guys or whatever. And they were all asking each other what they liked. And it's like, this is not a game showcase. I'm watching a replay that would be anybody else's YouTube channel just normally. Right. Where's the stand-up? And then we're going to announce this. And this is, you know what I mean? Where's the fanfare for all of this? It was just sort of a rehash of crap. I didn't like it. I was really offended, honestly, by it because I was looking forward to it. And on the schedule, it said 1 to 2:30. That thing was over by 1:40. Over. Boy. It was done. And I didn't understand why.
Well, they wanted to give everybody a bit of a potty break at the end.
I guess.
I thought Disney, what are these games that you're talking about? Well, I thought that Disney got rid of its gaming division. Are these board games?
No, they're board games. Yeah, it's like Canasta. No, it's they've partnered with other game makers like Firaxis and Bethesda and whatever. So they don't have an in-house company-owned games now. They've licensed it out and they work with the games companies who, have a history of making hit games. So. For example, newly announced titles Disney Illusion Island joined Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy on a brand new quest to explore the mysterious islands of Monoth and recover 3 mystical books to save the world from disaster. Okay, that's cool. Tron Identity. So we're going to get a Tron video game. Mm-hmm. And that's really it. There's no other information about it. Maybe
it's a logo.
Year. Yeah, basically. Gargoyles Remastered. Gargoyles is an ancient mid-90s game. They're remastering and putting back out on modern consoles and PC with updated visuals. And like that was literally was 30 seconds on this with like a tiny bit of gameplay. That was it.
Okay.
I'm annoyed by it. Marvel and Skydance New Media is entertainment. Let me try that again. Skydance New Media and Marvel Entertainment's upcoming narrative-driven ensemble adventure game is set in the Marvel Universe and features an original story that will take players on a World War II era adventure with 4 playable heroes at different points in the story. A young Steve Rogers, T'Challa's grandfather, and the World War II era Black Panther, Gabriel Jones. A U.S. soldier and member of the Howling Commandos, Nanali, leader of the fledgling Wakanda spy network, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of neat, I guess. As much as I don't really like prequels, I don't mind them in video games necessarily. I don't know why. Okay. Marvel World of Heroes, which is sort of, it's developed by Niantic. I can read gooder, who did Pokemon Go. So it's going to be an AR mobile game at some point. Launching this year, Return to Monkey
I don't even know what
Island.
that is.
What, AR? Augmented reality, where you hold your phone up and it's like use your geolocate, like how far up your phone is, and then there's animations on the screen that happen that kind of like overflow and pop out and stuff.
Oh, is this when people were walking into the street and getting hit by cars years ago because they were going after stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Pokemon Go.
Got it. So that's this. Okay.
Yeah. Return to Monkey Island, that's coming out next week. I think Marvel Snap, which is a revolutionary game experience that unleashes the entire Marvel multiverse into a fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping card battler. So it's like a Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, but video game. Didn't really look very interesting to me. Marvel's Midnight Suns. We did hear about that. That was sort of what we were talking about on the other show. December 2nd, that comes out. New updates for Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is in early access, which I need to play. I bought it. I haven't even really touched it. Disney Mirrorverse, Marvel Strike Force, which is announcing the Red Hulk. I didn't even know about this game. Marvel Strike Force is a mobile game. I downloaded it while I was watching the live stream and sort of froze my live stream. But it's a fun game. I don't know. It's like a mobile game. It's free. You can battle. Whatever. Anyway, I was annoyed. I was annoyed by the games panel because it was just, like I said, it was a YouTube recap video. It was not, I don't know, didn't like it.
All right.
Wanted my money back.
Do you think that you will get many of these games? Illusion Island, are you going to play that?
No.
Why
I probably
not?
won't get any of them. I mean, well, that's not true. Midnight Suns didn't even seem interesting. They did talk about an Alien one, sort of like a top-down shooter, like XCOM. I don't know. I'll see more game. I want to see more gameplay on all of these.
Okay.
First, and that's I guess what I was expecting from this panel. It's like, here's the gameplay. Sell me on this game. Get me jazzed up for it.
Right.
But a 30-second clip, and then you go back to the guy who's talking. I don't care what he has to say. Show me the thing. Give me 2 minutes of gameplay at least. Nothing. Annoying.
It's ridiculous. I think they should bring back Myst.
They tried.
Remember that?
Yeah, they've remade it.
I couldn't figure that out.
Myst was hard.
Life of me. I don't know what was going on.
Brian, I've played like 5 minutes of Dreamlight Valley. I'm gonna get it on. I'm gonna get on it tonight. I'll let you know. If I probably tomorrow when I get on the stream a little early. Anyway, that's all I have, Jeremy.
Well, that's all I have. I think it was a first day. I hope we get more. I hope they get their mojo and give us more. I hope the second day is turning out to be more exciting. There's still probably 3 hours left of it.
Well, we've already missed the Marvel, Lucas, and something else movie panel showing all the Marvel and Star Wars things that are coming out. So there's actually a lot to go through there. But
Got it. Well, I tuned in earlier, and when I tuned in earlier, it was just people talking about That's So Raven, and I was like, well, I'm out.
And that's the problem is like the good stuff isn't being streamed.
Oh.
So the Marvel panel wasn't streamed at all. It's just people posting on Twitter about it.
Oh,
which I don't understand that either. Why isn't Disney putting all of this online, charging people $10, and then it sort of kills all of these weird Twitter things, these clumsy videos that are being posted from someone's phones, and you can control the narrative a little bit more. The way Disney's doing it is kind of sloppy, I think.
Huh. It's an interesting concept. You should bring it to them.
Yeah, I'm sure they haven't thought about it. I had one more clip from you to play.
Oh, it's that scatter.
Yeah.
Should we talk?
I mean,
well, set the scene. Tell me what were we talking about? What is the scatter? What was that? It was the legend ceremony.
It was the legend ceremony. So the way the Disney Legend ceremony opened up was sort of like a mishmash of the 3 Disney Broadway spectaculars.
Yes.
You had the Frozen, so you had Elsa and Anna and Kristoff and Hans. No, I'm confusing that with the cosplay people. Sorry, but you think you had Elsa and Anna. You had Jasmine and Aladdin, and the genie. And
Mufasa or someone from the Lion King.
Yeah, you had the Lion King people. That's right. So Aladdin, Lion King, and Frozen. And they did sort of like a mashup thing. And at the end, they all were singing Let It Go, which I hated, by the way. I don't like the fact that Mufasa singing Let It Go. It bothers me. I don't know why. It just shouldn't be there, but that's fine. Whatever. But the way the genie sort of came in, opened up first, and he came from the back of the hall and came singing, quote unquote, down the hallways, down the aisles.
And it was so cringe.
This is the clip. Are you ready for it, Jeremy?
I want to hear the genie.
It sounded like Oogie Boogie more than it was like wasn't it Ken Anderson? No, Ken Page. Sorry,
Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah, lots of Lonnie Anderson being Oogie Boogie. It was weird.
The thing I don't get about that is he's
Tasmanian devil.
He was scatting, and he goes, "Come on, everybody, wobble, wobble." And I'm like, no one knows to do that. Like, you can't have people join you. You can't scat and then pause and say, "Everybody now," and then keep scatting. No one has the words. So I thought that was a little peculiar, but it was funny because I was working from home yesterday, and this was in the afternoon, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just put the live stream on in the background and just kind of like listen and hear any tidbits. And in the middle of a spreadsheet, and I hear wobble wobble, and I was like, what is going on at this thing? And I had to turn it off because I was like, I can't get anything done with that.
Come on, everybody, skilly bop the boom. So the question is, I have never seen the show. Is this what he does on Broadway? Is this what he does on the stage?
We're going to have to find that out. And I do know that Rob of the Bantha Milk podcast was at Aladdin, I think Wednesday or Thursday night of this week.
I'll check in with him. We'll see.
We'll have to find out if he can confirm or deny the scatting.
Rob, I need you to confirm or deny the scatting, please. That's what I need.
Well, he tweeted at me. He's like, "Hey, I'm in Midtown. Come meet me." And I was like, "I'm already downtown. Like, it's not happening." But, and then he goes, "I wasn't being serious." So I was like, put me in my place.
Yeah, I love being rejected and they go, "Hey, I fooled you. I was kidding, bro. You thought I was serious? I would never."
I'm just taunting you, you loser. Go home. You have no friends.
Yeah, I'm actually in Ohio. All right, everyone. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get this posted right now so everybody can hear the luxuriousness that was the show. It will be unedited. Jeremy has convinced me. I will not edit it down or take out any weird, noises. So I do apologize. This is the raw audio I'm going to put up, but it is, it's important to kind of get you in the vibe for day 2. Although we're not going to have a day 2 or day 3 recap. So maybe we'll save that for next week's show. Anyway.
But to stay tuned to Ears Up and Spectra Radio social media, because we got to find out who wins this bet.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And if you happen to catch this before Sunday morning, tune in 10:30, maybe 10:15-ish or so, Pacific time for the Disney Parks and Experiences panel. I will be live streaming that. We'll do some commentary with, I don't know, anybody else who wants to join. Yeah, should be a good time. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Sick.
Wow, that was great.